Congratulations to you on passing the first phase of your agency exam, Bora. Is there an age? Because I've got this question in my mind a long time ago. Is there an age limit for a prospective agent who wants to write this exam before we go into what the exam was all about?
And the only age limit is about adulthood. So if you are 18 years and above, you are qualified to partake of the FIFA agent exam. So it's really not about maybe there's a limit like footballers, they will say, okay, there's a time you will retire. So there's no retirement for it. So long you're adult 18 years and above, you can participate in the agent exam and be an agent.
Thank you for that response, because I would say I'm deaf in my heart for you that you were able to go in there and come out successful at the exam. Congratulations to you. I want you to narrate the feeling for us, because prior to 2015, the pass rate was just less than 20%. This year, nearly half failed. That was what FIFA, of course, revealed. Do you think FIFA made the exam a little bit cumbersome this time, away from the other exams that the formats they have been applying before?
Okay, personally, I really don't have the experience of the previous exam. So to really try to compare both, it will be a bit difficult for me. But one thing I understood is that personally, it took me about 10 minutes to round up the exam. It's a 1 hour exam, but I believe my preparation and also being part of tutorials on preparatory classes really helped me a lot to prepare. And another thing I believe that FIFA introduced is the open exam, because it's an open exam, meaning you could actually reference the exam material during the course of writing the exam, because it's an objective exam. You just pick options. Those some questions are like life scenarios that you can't really see the answer in the material directly, but if you have studied the material, it's something you could understand and just impute the option that is applicable. So for me, considering the success rate of the previous one and this particular one, I would say FIFA maybe have relaxed the process a little, and also those people that happen to pass this time around, I would say they were lucky, because it's just like a normal exam that even somebody that is close to you may have different question from you entirely. So if you have this idea to even support or listen to any maybe to help someone, it will be difficult for you, because you may have a different set of questions entirely with somebody very close to you.
That's a great format from the Federation of International Football Association. Now, this new set of design by FIFA, of course, it is to clamp down on that unscrupulous agents, also to cut down on the growing trend of family members having to represent footballers or they're even kids as agents of a football club. Do you believe that this is the best method by FIFA to clamp down on things like that?
And certainly it will help to a long extent. I must agree with you on that aspect, because for some time now, people prefer their spouses to be their agent. And most of them, they are not professionals. You know, they don't know the regulations. And if you put them in a position to negotiate on behalf of all these players, they don't really know the right decision to take. Like someone like me that have taken this business as a professional, I know the nitty-gritty about it. And that is how FIFA have tested my knowledge about the regulation. And by the grace of God, I was able to sit through the exam process. So those people that were using their relative, most of them, they don't know the details. So they might be breaching some of the regulations. They may not be aware. So what FIFA have actually done will help and sanitize the business to a long extent. At least those that are conversant with the rules will be the ones that are operational in the business. So I believe it's a good thing, it's a good step in the right direction for FIFA and those football stakeholders that relate and work with football agents.
Great one, and it's good you are also agreeing with FIFA on that. So, but Eddie, I would like to know, those who fail the exam, can they sit again at the next test, which is due to be held, of course, on the 20th of September? Should we expect an increase in the pass rate this time? Because, as you said, it was not really hard because you had read for it.
Certainly, there will be increase in pass rate. One thing I believe that affected a lot of persons that failed this particular one is the language barrier. You know, people just use English, French, and Spanish. I think just those three languages for this exam. A lot of people, like I have a friend in Japan that wrote the exam, and he told me some of the challenge that the people face there because they need to use the translator to first translate the question and use the translator to translate the option before they will now have to research the material used to translate. So you look at it, considering those that don't have English or Spanish or French as their first language, it will be very difficult for them. So I think that's the reason why a lot of people actually fail. And I'm hoping that with this experience they've had, some people will start their English or whatever language they decide to use so that they'll be conversant with the question. So, and also, as you rightly said, the new application will start on Monday, the 1st of May, and the application will close on the 31st of July. For those preparing to write the exam is September 20th. So FIFA made it in a way that you can attempt the exam as much as you want till you pass the exam. So there is no restriction whatsoever. It's only when you pass the exam that you'll be required to pay the license fee of $600 for you to be issued your license. So if you fail, you can keep trying until you pass the exams.
Wow, that's a great clause there, because I really was curious to ask that if one gets to fail that exam again on September 20, what would happen? So you just said you have to keep writing until you pass. But of course, they would have to keep paying until they pass, isn't it?
And certainly, FIFA do not charge fee for this exam.
Okay.
It's the member association that introduced these fees. Like the one we wrote in Abuja last week is unfortunate, but the Nigeria Football Federation, the organizer, what they just need to provide for us is a hall. And they charge as much as 250,000 naira as a fee for writing the exam. So in other climes, like in my friend in Italy that attempted to write the exam, the fee was just €100.
Okay.
Meaning you just need to pay only that fee to attempt the exam. There's no other money you need to pay. So FIFA do not charge any money to apply, but it's only when you pass the exam you need to pay $600. So the payment made by agent will be at the member association level.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Eddie Ogbemudia, for dishing out that information. September 20, we're waiting for those who do want to reapply for that test. And congratulations to you on passing at the first sitting